Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the RNG Network. This is a podcast where randomness is key. The conversation follows suit. I'm your Horst. Horst.
Horst.
Oh, keep that in.
Nay.
Yes. Great start. Let's go.
Oh, keep going. Continue it. You are not getting a second go. That's staying. I am your Horst. Keep going.
Go on. What are we calling? What are we calling you, Seabiscuit?
I don't want to be Seabiscuit. That's not even a good one.
Come on, Spirit.
All right, lightning flash. There you go.
That's better. God damn it.
I am your Horst. Continue.
I am your Horst, Lord Goose, and with me are these trolls. Silent.
Hell yeah.
Okay, silent. Frontal.
Hello.
Trail.
Hi.
Hello, Trail.
I said hi.
Oh, I didn't hear you at all. And Fluffy.
Hello.
And this is it for today. See you guys next. No, just kidding.
Hi, bye.
Good episode, guys. Good episode, guys.
Yeah, solid
That's a wrap,
episode.
guys. Let's
Wrap it up. Let's get the next one.
I've already
call this one.
effed
We'll call this
everything
one
up.
the introduction of Horst.
Horst is here, guys. Yeah.
New stream name. Stream name.
No.
Lord Horst. Is that you? Lord Horst.
I'm your horse with the Morst.
It's
Sorry.
better fit it for you than it is me. Anyway. Oh, my keyboard's got magnets on it. I forgot about that. I just took a piece off and freaked myself out.
And today's topic is
Anyway.
OCD.
Yeah.
What did
Today's
you
topic.
just say it was on your keyboard?
Magnets.
I have like a.
Oh,
it's
it
like
totally
a mag.
sound like you said maggots, and I was like, what?
Oh my god.
Gross. Ew. No.
Sorry, go ahead. Do we have a topic?
Back on topic. Yes, our topic today is anime, and I have no idea about anything about it other than titties and
And
everybody
silence
watches it
already
but
at
me.
half-mast.
Damn. Anyway, but before we get into it, how are you guys doing? What's new with life? Anything? Any fun stuff?
I mean, yeah,
Let's all talk
I'm
at
just
once.
I'm just kind of cruising along with life right now. I mean, I'm looking for a new job currently because mine kind of sucks, but yeah, nothing new going on here.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm probably the main one that has something new going on since I start classes tomorrow.
Main character, everybody.
No, not. I'm not the MC.
He's going to Tokyo U, guys. Tokyo U.
Tokyo. Oh, never mind. University. Got it. Wait, am I right?
It's the anime university that's in more or less everything where everyone's like, I'm going to go to Tokyo U. Followed by, this is my best friend, a demon, you know.
No, I'm going Jujutsu
I
High.
see.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool. You going for what was it again? Accounting.
Finance.
I think.
So like,
Finance.
my schedule's pretty busy. You know, I think
Ah,
what is it?
that's right.
Introduction to Management, Information Technology, English, Communication, and Macroeconomics.
Is that one of those things? Because I noticed he said accounting, like, finance.
So no, I found out that
Do-
accounting and finance are actually different,
Yeah.
and I didn't know that until I actually was looking into going into college, and that's when I found out
Yeah.
that the two are different.
I have a feeling Frontal's probably looking up the difference right now.
No.
Oh, I heard a keyboard.
Are you kidding?
mine.
He
I
knows
assumed.
the difference. He has a relative that actually started the finance in the world.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
His cousin actually made the word accounting.
Actually.
Actually. Awesome. And then Trail. Anything fancy going on in your life?
Like Fluffy, I'm kind of in a state where I've had some really shit type times at work. So I am actually probably after we record today, I'm looking into trying to find some type of online schooling I can do while I'm working to enter the IT field more in depth wise, so that you can stop giving me shit for not knowing IT. Goose.
IT stuff. Why specifically IT?
We give you shit for not knowing how to clap, man. That's the big issue.
What the
See,
fuck?
that's not a clap.
I'm gonna make that my ringtone.
Why IT? No, just some area in IT. I'm not sure exactly which one I want to focus in yet. So I want to kind of take like general classes, and I mean, I got the GI Bill back in it, so I might as well use it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I don't know what I missed. I was taking my coat off or my hoodie off.
Damn,
Yep,
this
Spirit.
man,
Confused,
this
but he got
man
Spirit.
asked me a question and then stopped listening. That's crazy.
No, I had it listening, but my headphones got caught for. Shut up. It's fine. I heard you.
Your headphones got caught.
I
What?
missed the last part. Yes.
What did you get caught on?
The hood of my hoodie that I removed.
You got some radar dishes for ears, boy? Get caught on
Do we
ears?
need to talk about that right now?
You just got a bulky headset.
Can we talk
that's
about
it.
that later?
He's got to hear
I mean,
everything.
Yeah.
That could be a topic for a different day, I suppose.
Well,
But
I
today,
got
today's
I got a
topic
monster
is
Today's
But
topic.
today's topic, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's get back to it. Anime.
Come on,
So-
Horst, let's go.
and that is the title of our
Anime with
stream.
the question mark.
No. It's
Anime?
anime. There it
It's
is.
fitting because I don't know anything about
Exactly.
it. So,
We will
okay.
educate you.
So ask some questions.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is a good point. So, is there anything about it that makes you guys so like excited to watch, or like find specific ones to watch, or is it just
No, it's
Whatever's
never
fun.
man.
Okay, no. Legit answer.
You get into an anime and then they cancel it and you hate everything. That's what happens. That's the cycle of an anime watcher.
wow?
Okay, no. Legit answer
That's
though.
probably accurate, though.
At least a legit answer for myself is that since it is animated and not like live action, they can exaggerate on a lot of the emotions, so you can kind of get more connected, like with characters and stuff, easier than trying to like watch a show. At least with me personally.
I like
I would
that.
say with me, it was kind of a transition. I went from like being a kid watching Saturday morning cartoons, etc., to watching Saturday evening anime. To be like, hey guys, I could be an adult and watch like cartoons still. Heck, you guys, you know. It was kind of a transition from watching cartoons to watching anime. Watching anime that's like aimed more at like young adults, etc. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me,
Okay.
it's a lot about like the fantasy and the storytelling. I just like the fact that it's not like some sort of like computer generated bullshit that like looks fake.
I mean,
And
most
no,
anime
but
is
you know
computer.
what I mean. Like live action stuff that they do, you can tell it's like special effects. Whereas in anime, it just like you can't
what
tell
it
the
is.
difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There
They
is
used the green
also
screen in this scene.
there is also a lot of
Honestly,
appreciation
there's
for the art.
sometimes when you see like a CGI background going across in the background, it just throws me off because it's in a different
Yes.
friggin' like.
Yeah, but like you're expecting it from the animated point of view, not Harry Potter just fucking waving his wand around, and then you see the special effect come.
Okay, well,
Listen.
chill. Harry Potter's pretty
Okay.
pretty good. All right,
All right,
calm down.
how about? Okay, let me use a better one. Fucking Avatar, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Those fucking special effects. You have an
Okay,
entire
okay,
team
that one.
of Earthbenders
The
fucking
live
stomp
action
the
one,
ground,
yes.
pushing their fucking fist forward, and this tiny pebble goes across the screen. It's like fucking cool. Yeah, that's really what I want to immerse myself in.
Yeah, the live action one was a huge flop.
Oh yeah. Okay. I was
but-
gonna say.
Yeah, no,
you
he was
can't
live
shit
action.
on the anime,
Huge
but
flop.
Yeah, that one's fair.
Yeah.
Let's get it ahead of ourselves. Yeah, Avatar the cartoon is a cartoon and not an anime thing.
I
True.
can agree with that.
Well,
I guess.
Yes,
I think it's a nice in between where it does have like an animation style, like an anime style, but like
it is not quite
not,
that
it's
anime.
not quite. It's not quite that anime. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question, even though I've watched a bunch of anime. Like, what is the actual? Since I have two PhDs here, basically.
PhDs.
Like, where does an animation? Where does a cartoon? Like, at what point of it changing does it become an anime? what's the line between a cartoon and an anime?
That's a great question, actually.
I guess it's.
I mean, there's a
Because they're
staunch
all
side that are like,
animations.
They are.
there is a staunch side that says that anything that's done in by a Western studio isn't anime, because anime is actually short for Japanese animation. Even though a lot of it comes from Korea and stuff nowadays as well. But what a common definition is, it has to be by like an Eastern animation company rather than a Western one.
Interesting.
There is other schools of thought to that. I mean, do you have any opinions, Silent, that you would elaborate on?
No, I completely agree with that because that's where it started was Japanimation, and then it kind of just got shortened to the anime, and then I completely agree that it's that Eastern culture that actually is considered the anime, and then more of like the Western is animation.
So if an Eastern company was to make Avatar, it would be an anime. But it's a cartoon because it was made not in the Eastern. So it's literally just geographically where it's made. That's what dictates between a cartoon and an anime.
I mean, when you talk about companies and like animation studios in the East, they have a very different corporate sort of setup and structure and like beliefs and things than a lot of Western companies do.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I get that. Obviously, there's like that's culture beliefs. And that's like a whole different. That's a whole different topic. But I mean, is it just what it is? Which region makes the drawings is what dictates it as an anime or a cartoon.
I mean, that's what a purist would say, that if it's not from the East, it's not an anime, because like Simon said, it was originally Japanimation, shortened to anime. That's where the term originates from, anime.
That's weird.
Yeah, essentially they're the creators of it. So Japan is the main source of anime, and then everybody else has started making their own adaptations to make it look like anime.
Interesting.
Coming from God himself.
There's plenty of what I would consider cartoons that I think are just as good as anime. Sometimes better. Like talking just Avatar: The Last Airbender, freaking amazing cartoon.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
I love everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like obviously people that don't like think about or watch a lot, they use like the word cartoon almost as like a derogatory, like, oh, it's a cartoon. No, this is anime.
Which I mean, yes, that's another thing too.
Yeah. People more associate the word cartoon with kids stuff and anime with the more, I guess, stereotypical version of.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to think of another question. Is there like particular genres of said anime that are like?
Yes. Right.
Let him finish the question. Let him finish the question before you fucking pop your anime boner, my guy. Jesus.
It's a.
I mean, I guess I gross.
Boner me?
I suppose that could be the question right there, because I know there's a lot of genres in general, but I guess I was going to try to like separate them, but I guess I don't need to go that far either. So
are you just asking like what our favorite ones are, or?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Oh boy. I mean, I don't really know exactly what the genre is, but it's an anime that I could watch over and over again and not get tired. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Also a good starting anime to do because it's not so heavy. I guess
watched that one.
You have.
Yeah,
that can be another question in a little bit.
I actually got my wife to watch both. I first got her to watch the normal, like the first Full Metal Alchemist, and then we watched Brotherhood.
Oof.
And she is not an anime/cartoon huge fan, and so that was a huge jump. She was actually into it when we were watching Brotherhood. That was good.
Okay, I lied. I didn't watch Brotherhood. I watched the original one.
Ooh, you gotta watch Brotherhood, my
You've
guy.
done yourself a disservice, my guy.
Yes, Brotherhood. they took what they did with the original in Brotherhood, put it into Brotherhood and made it like much better and cut out all the BS.
So much better.
I mean, it's one of those things that happens a few times in classic sort of anime, where they started adapting a manga, and then they ran out of material, and then just made up a plot. Like the original Hellsing, for example, has a very different plot after episode 4, and that's because they got to episode 4, and then there was no more manga to follow, and they're like, okay, so now there's like this vampire god and shit. Yeah. And then the actual manga and the sort of re-release sort of series went down a very different, like, go to America, Nazis, Zeppelins, and all sorts of things. And that was because they ran, a lot of times animes run out of material and then they just make shit up for a bit. And that was the same with the original film Metal Alchemist.
So I think if I remember correctly, it was actually I'm gonna hit frontal with the actually. I think it was because they were like how you said in the beginning they were making it alongside the manga and then they got ahead of it and then made up stuff because they got ahead of it. So then when they made Brotherhood, they basically did it all according to the manga, if I'm correct. Fluffy or Silent could correct me maybe.
No, that's I feel like that's accurate.
Yeah. In the first one, they got ahead of the manga being released and then just started making shit up because they got ahead of it. And then Brotherhood was like okay, we fucked up, let's try again.
Yeah, they did the same thing with anime called Soul Eater. They were following it pretty closely with the manga and then got ahead of it. And then the ending, now that I know that there's an actual ending in the manga versus the anime for the anime sucks. It just I watched it the first time. I was like, wow, this is real cool. Oh my gosh, so awesome. And then I saw what they did with it in the manga, and I was like, well, okay. What the fuck?
It's it's the anime version of the people that go watch a movie and say the book's way better. They didn't do this in the book.
Pretty much.
Jurassic Park was a very different movie to the book. I'm just saying.
See, that I didn't know, but we should do that in like a different episode, like books versus movies.
Yeah.
No,
I like that idea.
I mean, yeah.
But
Okay.
Goose, more questions?
I've got a lot, man.
Let's go, Horst.
That's my horse.
I even got one
my
that
horse.
Goose doesn't ask it. But I'm pretty sure
Goose
he
doesn't ask
might.
what?
One of the questions.
Didn't that question start with what are our favorite animes?
Or anime genre. Yeah, that's what
Genres, yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of two types of animes. My main ones, because I'm just that sort of guy. Is I like seinen, which is basically like directly at like young males. It's like Cowboy Bebop. It's like it's very sort of pop punk sort of things like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
also, I also like isekai, which tends to be like someone from modern day like world has been pushed across into like a fantasy world, and they do all sorts of like bullshit and break the rules.
Hell
of
yeah.
reality. You know, I like those sorts of ones.
Those are good.
Yeah.
I like
heard
the
a lot of-
isekai ones.
I'm trying to think of what that would be.
Hey, yo, slime sound?
So slime. So essentially, they get reincarnated into another world, and then will live in that world essentially.
Like Rising of a Shield Hero.
Yeah,
That's
so
another
it's like you a lot of it is like you die and then you get resurrected in a video game. Luckily, you know how video games work, and people in that world don't, and therefore you can break the rules and like mimic the character and shit.
I think Rising of the Shield Hero is slightly. I mean, it is an isekai, but that's the only one that you don't get he doesn't get reincarnated since he gets summoned there instead.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
but still, both are isekais.
All the other heroes did die before getting summoned there.
All
That's
right.
true.
I'm going to completely blow my own brain because I just learned this. I'm not going to lie. You guys are saying isekai is a genre?
Yeah, it
I
is.
thought when people say stuff like that, I thought that was like potentially like the production place or a company or...
Fair enough.
I did not know that was an actual name of the genre.
No, there's all sorts of like different. It's obviously the Japanese word for the genres, basically.
So as you can tell, Goose, I've never actually looked into like the type of genre. I just watched ones that they look interesting. I watch it, kind of like perusing how people peruse Netflix or something.
Yeah.
I see one. I don't go, ooh, I want drama or I want this. I just look at ones if they look interesting. I try it. If I like it, I stay into it. If I don't, then I move on.
That's fair.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
kinda
so
do the same
basically,
thing.
So
you just kind
Shonen
of like
Jump
look at a
is
menu.
genre.
Shonen is a genre. Shonen Jump is a manga. Shonen is just it's aimed at young boys like Dragon Ball Z, Digimon, etc.
Hell
Naruto,
yeah.
all that.
Wasn't
Yep.
Yeah.
Shonen? Wasn't Shonen Jump like what was it? Like a really thick comic, but it bounced between different types of anime or different.
It had
manga, like I just said.
it's
different
yeah.
shows.
Well, it was at least the ones that I got were thick like books, but they had different installments of different anime in there. So you'd read like the next chapter of
Okay,
this,
yeah.
the next chapter of this, and it would have like 4 or 5 different ones in there. So yes.
Okay, yeah, my brother used to get those when I was younger. I was just having flashbacks, I guess. But I've never actually gone through those, so I had no idea.
But yeah, the Shonen Jump is basically a compilation of like shorts, stories, or longer stories. When if they become popular, it's where a lot of people send their manga off to basically see if it has an audience. You know.
Gotcha. That's fair.
Okay, so I'm kind of hijacking the question from Goose here, because now
good.
I'm actually learning. So isekai is like a modern day, and you get reincarnated usually into a different world.
Yes.
Shonen, you said, is directed more at like what?
Shonen is young boys, like it's like Dragon Ball Z.
Can you say younger generation instead of young boys?
Can someone put that in the out of
Yeah.
context channel?
Maybe not.
No, because I can't, Goose, because if it's directed at young females, it has a different name.
It does.
Oh, okay. All right.
Damn,
Now
you
I feel
being
silly.
correct.
So
Okay,
you can-
so that's what I was gonna say. Like, what other main type of genres are there? Because I'm actually learning right now.
So
Shoujo is ones that are directed at young girls. That has been your magical girls thing, the love romance, like Fruits Basket and stuff like that. Which I personally hated Fruits Basket. Hated it.
Fair enough. It's
Essentially-
not for everybody.
Trail, those two you could almost argue are the cartoon side of the anime, for them being for the younger generations.
Okay, so when you say it's directed, I didn't know. I thought you were saying directed at like a young boy or girl, as in like that was the MC, like the main character.
No.
No,
It's just
that's-
more directed at a
No, like
person of that
the target
age.
audience is
Okay, the target audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, so what other types of main genres are there then?
I
guess-
I have a list if you want me to go down it. Like I have it in front of
I
me.
guess I could have also looked it up, but
Well, okay,
mean,
so
yeah.
there's shonen, like we said. There's shoujo, slice of life. I believe it's pronounced seinen, seinen. Mecha, harem, josei, isekai, yuri, and magical girl.
okay, so
And Sentai.
I don't know what they
Sentai,
are.
yeah.
So if you could define them as you read,
Alright, so like slice of life, it's
Modern
It
day
kinda
life,
should-
just everyday life, essentially.
yeah. So stuff like about high schools and stuff like that. So like Your Lie in April would be like a slice of life one, I think.
what about those ones that are about basketball game, like team?
Slice of life. Yep.
Those are pretty much slice of life.
It depends on how they are. Some of them would go a very different angle and go like hardcore extreme sort of thing, and that tends to be more like seinen.
Yeah.
Like
I would almost
Seinen
argue
is-
that those are just sports anime to
So
myself.
seinen is like robots, action, magic, warfare, stuff like
it's ones that are directed at young adults.
yeah. So you got like
I'm hearing
oh
too
god,
much
what's
yelling here.
frick, Tokyo Ghoul. That'd be like a seinen, I believe.
What would you classify? Oh, I'm reaching way back. Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop is a seinen.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Okay.
Yes,
That's-
it's more that
that's-
cyberpunk-ish.
Yeah. And so the next one's Mecha. I'm pretty sure that's self-explanatory. You got like Code Geass and
Code Geass,
Mecha about
Votom.
Lance.
Darling in the
Evangelion.
France.
Evangelion, yep. Harem. Do I have to?
It's like oh
Have
no,
to,
I'm looking after this thing. Oh my gosh, there's like 5 magical girls that are here and
You
they've
gotta
all fallen in
remember,
love with me.
this
Oh my
isn't
god,
just for
this
us.
life is hard.
Like my
I see what you're saying.
my personal favorite harem, I think, would be RN High School Host Club.
That's a lot of people's favorites, honestly.
It's just good. It has a great story. It's funny.
yeah.
I personally enjoy it.
Obviously, some animes cross over. Like for example, like Tenchi Muyo is kind of aimed at you. It would be a shonen, but it's also a harem comedy as well.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Josei is a variety that is aimed at like adult women. More like romantic tales, slice of life stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Isekai we already kind of went over. Yuri is about like boys who are in love with other boys, I guess.
No.
No.
So Yuri is
sorry,
female
is,
with female.
girls.
Yaoi is a guy on
Sorry.
guy on guy.
Sorry. Yep, I did just read that. So it's girl, and then obviously the other one's guy. And then magical
Silent
girl.
would know. No, that's fair.
The magical girl is like just it's magical girls, I guess. I'm not entirely sure how to not explain that.
Sailor Moon.
Yeah, Sailor Moon. There's one called, I think, like Madoka Magica. It's literally
That
just
one
called,
was actually really good, in my opinion.
very good.
Yeah, it
Pretty
is a little bit wild
fucking
because
dark.
it is more. It's because a lot of anime do a little bit of a cross. It's a multi-genre, so yeah, it is that magical girl, and it's also kind of a horror at the same time.
Yeah, like without getting into specifics, it's like these group of girls who obviously have magical powers fight witches pretty much, but the witches, like, if they can't kill the witches will kill them in brutal ways, and it's just like I think one person got like the top half of their body bitten off by a giant witch, and it was like, what the fuck?
Jesus.
Yeah,
it's
it's
crazy.
fucked up. There's also stuff that like goes into like gore and whatnot, but I'm not entirely into that. Like Elven Lied is a very gory anime. I don't know if anyone's seen.
What?
No.
Yes.
Elven Lied is very fucking gory. I
Oh, that's
don't
the name
remember
of the
the.
anime, okay.
Yeah.
The manga's worse though.
Yeah, no, the manga's
That's
probably
genres.
the title of the anime is called Elven Lied. The only thing I remember is this. I'm assuming she was a naked lady. She had like a helmet on, but she was just walking through this base after I'm assuming were doing experiments on her, and she was just massacring everybody, and they couldn't see what was killing them. It was just these invisible tentacle type things that were coming out of her back, just ripping through fucking everybody in her path, and she was just kind of like, "What's up?" I'm talking like they were showing people's throats getting slit, stabbed through the fucking chest, ripped in half, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
I will add context to this in that she was for want of a better word, a monster that was captured. It wasn't evil, but then got horribly and brutally tortured and tested upon, and then escaped, killing everyone in a way.
Okay, that makes
So,
sense.
like,
There's judgment behind that.
Very much, but like,
But that anime has a second part because when she escapes, she gets like partial amnesia. So most of the time, she doesn't actually remember that what went on, and she's like, person who can't talk is like, like a child.
Okay.
But then someone else threatens her, and she goes, and then she turns and goes, "Oh, you're threatening me!"
just dead, just absolute massacre, blood mist and everything. But then
Mira and Nikki is another one of those that's pretty gory.
yeah, I think there's one out there called like Blood Sea.
Blood Sea.
Blood Sea, Blood Sea Plus or whatever.
Something like that. That one I haven't watched. I've only seen a couple.
I haven't
like,
either yet.
I don't think I want to watch it just from what I've seen, but it's a lot of these monsters that are just gathering people and like, I don't know. There was one where they're like absolutely murdering them in just weird different ways. Like there was one that was putting them in like a backpack almost that was inside of his body, and then he would like his hand would like turn into like a blade and he'd stick it in there like a blender and just fucking
Yeah. I've seen a couple of gifs of that way back in the day, and it looks horrible.
it does. But
But, I
people
mean, I
people
guess
are into that
it's the
stuff.
vibe.
Though.
It's definitely a vibe.
That's if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to watch. But like,
Chainsaw Man as
Real
well.
movies,
they watch it.
You're-
You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. But like, I don't know. There's something about seeing it in like an anime that they can just do more with their imagination with it. You know what I mean? Like people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, but the way I look at it is like, because obviously it gets looked down upon a lot, but I mean, like, what was it? Is it hotel or what? Hostel? And stuff like that,
Yeah. No.
the-
Absolutely.
yeah. These are genres that exist in regular movies. There are people who are fans of these things that will watch these things.
That
It's
I think is one of the things where it's not like I don't have a problem with it. I just always find it funny when people will try to talk ill about anime or something along those lines, and then those same people will go watch a normal show that is almost exactly the same. It's just with the live action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Which I think
Yeah.
that's why it took a bit for me, but I got the wife to watch a few animes, and I was able to get her into them. But I have to be very, very careful with the ones I pick. But
I mean,
Is she not into like the gory type stuff, or
oh God, no! Well, depends. It's weird. She's one of those people where she can watch a crime show where it is just shows real gory stuff at like a crime
Yeah.
scene, but then whole different slit like hers, zombies, cannibals, anything related to that. Like no chance in hell could not pay her enough money. But
Really?
a crime scene where they come up and some person was ripped in half and then remains were eaten by wolves and she's like, oh, this is crazy.
That's interesting. Yeah, no, I'm pretty much
See,
the
I'm
same
the
way.
complete opposite. Like for gory stuff like live action, I cannot watch that. Like it makes me feel uneasy. But like anime,
Same.
because it's drawn and everything, and it's not real. Like I'm not seeing
the
it
blood
being
shoots
real.
100
So
feet in
it's
the air.
so yeah, they elaborate with it. I think it's cool.
No, I was agreeing with you. because it's so
Okay,
crazy.
yeah.
You're like, that's not real.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah, I kind of go the opposite because obviously, most people know that I'm like a horror streamer, horror movie watcher. The gory is better for me. I'm like, yeah, go on. but then someone that kicks a dog, I'm like, I hate this movie. No, this should be banned. I can watch people get tortured, murdered, and all sorts of things in horror movies and stuff. But like someone hurts a dog, I'm like, no,
Whoever made this shit
No,
You
really not.
deserve to die.
Yeah, no.
So
I
you're
kinda
a huge
swing that
fan
way
of
too.
John Wick then?
yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
I even I annoyed my partner by pointing out because the little details like when he wakes up and the dog's dead beside him, you can see the trail of blood where it's crawled towards him to be by his side and he dies. And,
Oh no!
Terrible human being.
No, he's not.
Thank you for doing that. I didn't notice that.
He just notices the things that nobody else notices, and then brings them up at the most inopportune times.
Yeah, that's
All
the
right,
frontal
so
way.
back to anime. Goose, you have any questions?
well, I mean, I never really
Uh,
talked about my
oh.
genres of anime.
Oh,
No,
go
yeah.
ahead.
No, you didn't.
Since
Go ahead.
Fluffy started going into the different types
Wait,
of genres.
It's fine. I was learning. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I mean, my range of anime is kind of covered almost everything because same way as most of you guys, that like I see it and I like it or like it looks interesting, so I'd watch it. So I've watched a bunch of different ones and kind of determined like I actually enjoy rom-com anime, surprisingly, some
Oh, yeah.
slice of
I
life.
don't know what that is.
That some of the gore, depending on what it is. Like I've watched few of them. Like I was saying, Mirai Nikki, actually one of my first few anime. The mech stuff with like Darling and the Franxx and all that. So a little bit all over the place. Some sports ones like Kuroko's basketball.
I
very
guess that's
good
another thing I could ask too. Is what was your guys' first introduction to it?
Oh Jesus!
There it is. That was the question I was gonna ask.
Oh,
was what's
geez.
the first anime and when did you get into anime?
Okay. Well, I mean, okay. I'm gonna have to go with it was probably Dragon Ball, and I used to watch it all the time as a fucking kid. It was so cool. So that was probably my introduction. I lost interest after a while because my family was not about the whole anime thing. Specifically, my brothers, they're very sport oriented people, and I am not. So I stopped watching anime for the longest time. I'm not really counting. I mean, I guess you could count Pokemon as anime, but like, it's kind of on the
Technically.
borderline.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I stopped watching for a while, and then high school came around, and my group of friends who I didn't know were into anime started, like, we were over at his place just watching TV, and then 11 o'clock came around, Toonami came on or whatever, and they put on Bleach.
Fuck yeah,
and I was like, holy fuck, Bleach is so fucking cool. Didn't realize the rabbit hole that I was going down through, because that shit just is all over the place. There's no like one line of just story. It's a line of story, then it branches off into another fucking timeline. You're like, oh.
Yes.
But Dragon Ball being the first one that I watched, loved it, stopped for a while, and then I got reintroduced via Bleach and just immersed myself ever since.
Yeah. That's fair.
Frontal?
I
Yeah.
used to watch, I think, like Dragon Ball Z. Sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't mean to take it over.
I mean,
No,
I
you're
think
good.
everyone watched Dragon
No,
Ball
this
Z,
is
to be fair.
no, this is the first
I actually
time
have
you can
not.
give an answer.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
mean-
saying. Goose, go ahead. Yeah, you're perfectly fine giving your
Oh,
answer.
that was pretty much it for me. That's about it. And then I dropped out of that in like 5th, 6th grade, whichever it was.
There you go.
And then I watched a little bit of FMA.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yep,
Okay.
back in the day. That was only with my girlfriend at the time.
There you go.
Okay.
But that was it. That's all I got.
Fair enough.
I,
man.
I watched Dragon Ball as a child, but I didn't really acknowledge at that time. I didn't really acknowledge it as a different cartoon style, which is another Saturday morning cartoon for me, sort of.
Fair
thing, you know?
enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when it became like a more adult sort of thing for me was because Cartoon Network at the time started doing like every Tuesday night did a late night cartoons for adults basically, which was like
Yeah.
which was just mature anime, and that was where I started watching Outlaw Star. I think was the first one that got me in.
Outlaw Star.
It's basically Cowboy Bebop with more magic.
Oh, okay.
Example, they have guns that they have things called caster shells, which cast magic spells from their guns and stuff like that. But and then from that, they also had like various movies on. Like, some people might judge me more for this, but like it was things like Devilman and Ninja Scroll and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Back in those days, a lot of the adult animes were very exploitative in their content. But that was all we had available really at that point. It was what was shown on Cartoon Network, on the late night slot sort of thing. And I got into it a lot more, and then watched more from there, sort of thing, and spread out from there. And then like I ran an anime society at university and watched a lot more of the more varied varieties from that.
Varied quotations. Varied.
Well, when you win like an anime night, like on the cinema screen every week, you end up having to watch a lot of things you don't necessarily like Fruits
Yes,
Basket,
sir.
because everyone's like, let's watch Fruits Basket, and I hate it.
I hate it.
I hate it.
That's
all
another
personal.
one.
I hate
what-
it.
What's the concept of this anime? If they get hugged, they turn into animals. Like, fuck off.
Wait, is that real?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If they get hugged, they turn in. Well, but each one represents a different zodiac. So
it's all good.
it's more it's
okay.
more better. Okay, listen.
Better.
It makes me
More
feel
gooder.
great.
More good.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. No, that actually reminds me, because I didn't hear that. I have not heard that title in a very long time.
What was
Fruits
the name
Basket?
again?
And
Fruits Basket.
Fruits Basket.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had a group of friends who were all female in high school, and they all were obsessed with FMA and Fruits Basket. And I never touched the book. I never looked it up. I had no idea. I just know that it was stuff that they carried around with them for 5 years
So Goose,
since I've known them.
were you
What?
the one dude within all of the girls in that friend group?
Yes.
We call that a harem.
Goose had his own harem. Goose is the main
I learned
MC.
some shit today.
He's the true MC.
It's the new anime, Goose's Harem.
Oh no.
Well, guys, we got our title for today. It'll be interesting to see what
Yes,
his missus
Goose's
says.
Harem.
Goose's harem.
Goose's Harem.
I was not expecting that.
Perfect.
Goose has made
No.
like 3 titles in this one episode so far.
Anime.
Horst?
You're right. You're right. It should be Horst Harem, shouldn't it? Really?
Horse Harem.
Horst Harem.
Horst harem.
Horse Harem. A goose story.
A goose
So
tail.
getting back on point, Silent, what got you into anime?
So, I mean, when I was younger and stuff, I watched, obviously, Avatar: The Last Airbender. But, I'd say I didn't get into anime until I was already in the military. And, one of my good friends recommended to first watch Sword Art Online. So that was my, I guess, initial starting anime, or to get into it. So then after that, like, I just enjoyed it, and then that's when I started expanding and kind of just getting recommendations from everybody that's been watching anime for years. So, like, when I first started, I was like, I don't know if I want to watch the mainstream animes, just because they're mainstream. I didn't want to be like everyone else. But then I think a few anime one of my friends recommended Naruto. So I guess that was the first mainstream anime I watched, and once I got to Shippuden, it was just over. Like, I got so stuck into it, dude. I was watching it daily.
Shippuden is
I've got a confession.
It's called Naruto Shippuden. It's like so Naruto
Yes,
is like
Naruto
the first.
Shippuden.
It's like the first half of Naruto's life. It's like him becoming a ninja, it's like his childhood self, growing up a little bit. Shippuden is him as like a teenager.
2 years after
Like 2 years after everything
Naruto
that
ends.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
So much better.
See,
So good.
I've got a confession in that I've only ever watched one episode of Naruto, and that's because I didn't like it one episode I watched, and whenever I tried to get into it, like I've looked at it recently, and I'm like, maybe I should watch Naruto. Like, open up Crunchyroll, 1,000 episodes. I don't have enough time in my life to dedicate to that shit.
So you
one
can
of those
actually
never
look
will.
up the filler list, right? I'd say at least for season 1, if you wanted to. I ended up watching all of them except for one episode, and that was like in the original Naruto. It was like the top 5 fights, and it was so stupid that they would do it so early. But pretty much once I got to Naruto Shippuden, and like the story took off, which it still took a little bit. But once it took off, though, it was you're invested pretty much the entire time. Like there was something happening every episode.
I think they took what they did with the first series and just cut out the BS because there were so many fillers in the original Naruto. It just was like you were getting into like this cool fight scene, and then it's like next week we're going to explore the ramen shop. Yay! Kakashi's face. Oh my goodness! It's like. Ugh!
Okay, that episode was actually good though. I enjoyed that filler episode.
Okay,
for Goose's sake, there's 2 animes that are really good, and everyone recommends watching them, but you wouldn't watch them because they're One Piece and Naruto.
and they're
unless you have like a year of your life to dedicate to watching it, not worth starting.
So, you know what's funny about One Piece?
What?
I've never seen the show. I've seen like clips of the show every now and then. Mm-hmm. My introduction to that was watching an AMV for the song, the Numa Numa song on YouTube when I was a kid. And I don't remember what it was, but it was some fight. They were all in a big city, and they were running through like all these back aisles, and that song was just blasting. That's all I know of One Piece.
they do that a few times, if I remember correctly, because I started watching it years ago, stopped because I was like, fuck, this is just taking so long to catch up. Started up again last year. I think I watched like 200 episodes last year.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I got pretty far, and then I'm at that point again where I'm like, okay, I'm burnt down on this. They just added Frankie to their crew, which I'm not expecting you to know who Frankie is, but it's only like their 6th or 7th member, and I'm looking at their current list, and they have like 10 members, and I'm like, fucking A. Fucking A.
You're like, I'm never gonna catch up.
I'm literally never gonna catch up as much as I want to because it's good. It's pretty.
Because they're still
cool,
making
I guess.
episodes.
Yes, they're still making episodes after all this time. But like, I don't know. It just There's no point in me trying to watch more of it if I can't catch up to the current. Because then it's like meh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll probably start watching it again, be confused as to where I am. Don't really care how confused I am, and I'll just keep going. Probably watch another 150 episodes and be like, all right, I need a break.
Swap to something different.
Trail,
Pretty
what
much.
about you?
So-
What's your starting anime, and when did you get into it?
So I got into anime, I think probably like around middle school to beginning of high school. I had all like the usual basics, like obviously like Dragon Ball and Avatar and stuff like that, but I used to not be able to sleep at all. I've been a night person my entire life, and so I would be always up late night watching Toonami, and so there was a whole bunch that I actually got into. So like if you know Ghost in a Shell?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So Ghost
I
in a
don't.
Shell
I've heard of
actually
it.
huge. Okay, you should watch that sound. That was fucking good. Inuyasha was always on late night.
Inuyasha's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's Ghost in the Shell, not a shell.
God, frontal for 5 fucking minutes.
They made a live action version of it, didn't it?
Of Ghost in the Shell. Yes.
I just know that anyone listening to this is gonna be like, no, it's not a shell. I have to protect our viewers from this.
I wonder how many actually comments we're going to get for this episode.
Right.
I'm hoping a lot.
Yu Yu Hakusho, I feel like is a pretty good one.
Yu Yu Hakusho is pretty sick.
Yes, it is actually really fucking good. Big O. That's one that I have not been able to find anywhere. I mean, I'm sure if I like really tried hard, I could find it, but I have never stumbled upon it in my perusing of.
Isn't that one a mech as well?
Yes, that is a mech.
Okay.
Actually,
I used to
it's called
catch.
the Big O.
Actually,
I,
it's
I,
a
I
version
remember
of
waking up. I used to wake up really, really early before school. So like I would run for my bus at like what was it, like 5:50 in the morning. I would wake up at 4 to get up and like watch the tail end of Toonami, and Big O is always at the end.
Yep.
So I've always used to catch the last little bit of that, but that was it. I didn't know much of it. I just
it turned on.
yeah yeah.
But I would say one of the first ones that I binged and then I repeated multiple times was Trigun.
Never seen.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about Trigun.
Never seen Trigun.
I'm still. I think Trail's the only one here that's watched Trigun.
Oh my
I've
god.
watched Trigun.
Okay, never mind.
have?
Frontal. My fault. Frontal.
I have probably watched Trigun from beginning to end close to double digits, probably around 8 or 9 times. From
Dang,
start
I
to
don't like
finish.
Trigun. I don't like Trigun that much. But
That's me with that's me with Full Metal Alchemist and Soul Eater.
Nice. Well, because
I've heard Soul
Trigun,
Eater's good,
it's
too.
a one season. It's got a fair amount of episodes, but it's only one season. And then now, found out recently, I don't think they're doing a remake. I think they're adding on to it. I can't remember what. I haven't delved deep into that. But I do know that they're doing something recently or soon-ish.
Yeah.
Some either new adaptation or they're continuing it. Which either way, I'm going to watch it when it is released, if it has not already.
I did see that they're making a new
Yeah.
either season or adaptation to it. You
sent
sent it
a
to me
clip, I
last
think,
night.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I saw something about it like a while ago too that they were making it. So
I want to ask everybody that does watch anime. Do you guys care if one is mainstream or not? Do you prefer stuff that isn't so mainstream?
I have a thing in general, not just with anime, but with anything, that if like 3 people tell me I have to watch something, I will intentionally not watch it because I'm an obstinate person.
Fair enough.
That's funny, and that sounds like you. I believe it 100%. You an asshole like
just
that.
out of pure spite, you would potentially not watch something that you'd actually
Yep.
like.
Yep.
So tell
Once
Frontal he'll hate it.
once I feel that people are trying to push me into watching something, I'm like, nah,
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah, because like for me, I mean, I obviously liked the big animes and stuff, so like Bleach, Naruto, huge My Hero Academia fan and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I feel like I get a lot of slack because I do watch the big ones and I don't really pay attention to the smaller ones all that much, but I will watch them. You know, so like I remember going to a friend group's like little meet and greet type thing, I guess. Not a meet and greet, but like a meetup. And they're all talking about these different shows and I'm just like, "Okay, what about this?" And they kind of looked at me like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "It's just the one that I watched." Like,
Get out of here, you mainstream trash.
exactly, but because they were fine. Obviously, they were like ew, gross. But then they put me on to some other ones. Like, from that, I watched one called Angel Beats.
Oh,
that
dude,
one-
Angel Beast is actually really good.
Fucking beautiful. The entire concept, so cool. Nice little twist
It
at the
is.
end. Holy shit.
Definitely.
But like that's why I like going to these things, is because I don't really pay attention to a lot of the stuff that people find. I don't really explore all that much. I get exposed to something that's mainstream and I go, that looks cool. I start watching it, I get sucked in. I talk to other people about it and they go, why don't you watch this instead? I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not usually into like the sport animes. I fucking love Haikyuu though. Haikyuu's so
I
good.
still haven't watched that one yet.
Dude, I didn't think I would like a volleyball anime, but fucking here we are. I'm
I was
invested.
gonna ask if that one was the volleyball one.
Sit, Spike. Let's go.
I mean, I think there's a certain point where the sort of the big ones like Bleach, Dragon Ball, etc. They're seen as more of a springboard into like when you have like slightly. I want to say I don't. It sounds bad when I say it, but like more immature tastes, and then you get like kind of like you get a sprinkling of garnish, and it's like, oh, go try this one out. And like, holy shit, this one's really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask. hang on one second. I've got 2 questions
Sure.
as of right now. Just quick fire. We don't need to go into details unless you want to explain what they were. Actually, yeah, we'll just do that. So 2 quick fires, and if you want to explain like a particular scene that aids as to why that is, cool. If not, cool, whatever. You guys ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Saddest anime series you've ever watched.
Oh.
Fluffy, you first.
Oh. Probably Anohana. Because like just to give a quick like spiel about it. It's about a group of friends that used to be really close as kids, grew up and grew apart because as kids one of their good friends had passed on. Turns out that the one that passed on is actually one of the friends who was affected by it the most, can see her, and she's trying to communicate through him to the rest of the group. And the ending, I fucking bawled. Just absolutely bawled. But Anohana, if you want to cry, that is the one you should watch.
Okay. Frontal?
Right, so there is an older series called Chrono Crusade, which the manga is okay and has a happy ending. The anime, the ending will crush your heart and soul.
Awesome.
Basically, it's about a tame demon that teams up with a nun with a gun to hunt down demons. And he has like this clock which has like contains his powers. And like in the last episode, he used the last of his power, and like it's like yeah, we'll wake up tomorrow and have a good day. It'll be a good day. Cuts to them both dead on a bench. Like, okay.
Spoilers, my guy.
Oh fuck! Okay.
The manga that doesn't happen. It continues on. The anime. Whew.
Hard stop.
It's like they just die content on a bench next to each other, like having satisfied that they've like done their job. It's like,
Wow.
whew.
Well, now he just told everyone that story, so
I mean, the anime.
Now you don't have to cry.
The anime finished in 2004. It's fairly safe. If they haven't watched it yet, they're probably not gonna.
Nah, yeah, that's fair.
You're gonna have to put hashtags or spoiler alerts on the title.
I can.
I'd have to say the saddest one that I watched was The Silent Voice. So, I mean, for the ones that don't know about it,
Quick recap.
Quick recap. Essentially,
Spoil it.
no, I'm not spoiling it. But it is based on a true story, which I did find out, which the ending of the anime is a little bit happier than the actual true story. But essentially, it's the main character and the main side character. She is deaf, and he kind of bullies her, and like when in grade school because she's deaf and she can't understand and everything. And then once they grow up, he's kind of outcasted and everything, and he's trying to like almost repent for what he used to do as a kid. So.
Okay.
Other than that, yeah, it's
Okay. I'm trying to wrap my brain around everything you just said, but okay.
yeah. No, I was pretty vague with it
question.
just
Is
because.
it only
as you did.
physically bullying? Because how do you can't, like, a lot of bullying is just like, you're stupid, you're ugly, which she's deaf.
Well, no, it is a lot of physical or like.
Does he sign you're stupid?
No. I'm pretty sure one of the parts was like writing all over her desk and stuff, so she was able to like read it. But a lot of it was the physical bullying and like.
Okay.
He would still say some stuff and like attempt to say some stuff, but he would like end up shoving her and stuff and all that. So.
Okay. And then Trail?
I don't really know if I'd have like a saddest one. I just in a good amount of animes, I just tend to get very invested. And so when there is a sad scene, like even if there's an anime that's not meant to be like a sappy or something, it'll just be like a random moment where it's either super proud or super sad, and I'll just be sitting there. Okay, I didn't know I was gonna get hit in my feels today.
I agree with that so much, dude.
And I was actually gonna kind of tip that towards Fluffy, because that's the one thing I think in anime that differs from live action is so
Absolutely.
much effort in the voice acting.
Oh my god, don't even get me started.
Because in a live action, in a live action, you can use face and a bunch of other visuals. But in anime, obviously they can draw it. But
Oh, yeah.
some people's voices, like you don't even need a visual. It's just like, oh god, I want to go fight 50 people right now. This is intense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or you're like, I just want to crawl in the corner and cry.
Yeah. So that is also something that really attracts me to animated stuff, is the fact that voice actors have to work just a little bit harder to portray feelings that are not necessarily their own. You know what I mean? They have to channel
Definitely.
like inner whatevers to make you feel sad, happy, whatever. Like, and the one thing that always gets me every time I watch it, I feel like I can feel the pain almost. Is in, funny enough, it's in Naruto. It's during the tuning exams. It's during the tuning exams when Gaara first sees his own blood.
Oh my
The
god.
voice, the voice actor, I forget his name. Whoever fucking voice acts Gaara, he screamed.
Yeah.
That he was like, "It's my blood," and I was like, "Oh fuck, that is fucking him up." Holy shit, I got shivers. I every time I watch it, I go, "Oh fuck, he is not okay," and he freaks out. It just if the anime itself is not good, but the voice acting is great, you got me. I fucking love everything about voice acting. Ugh, just holy shit. I really want you guys, if you haven't seen that part, Goose, I would suggest just looking up that part where he gets hit one time.
Watch the whole fight. Watch the whole fight.
You could watch the whole fight because the fight itself is fucking ridiculous. But if you could just
dude, Rock
focus
Lee
it,
off.
I don't. Was it Rock Lee?
Yes, it was Rock Lee.
No,
and Gaara.
no, it wasn't.
Oh
No,
no,
it was
you're
Sasuke.
thinking about the
was
Sasuke,
Sasuke.
after the
when he's
prelims. I'm thinking
he's
about
in-
the prelim with Rock Lee and Gaara.
No, that one is great though.
Yeah,
Like,
I know
first
which one you're
sees-
talking about now.
He's like in his little floating sand coffin cocoon thing with the eye looking, and Sasuke just like hits him.
Hits him with a Chidori. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "What's this warm stuff running down my face or whatever?" And then it zooms out, and you hear this blood curdling scream that he just first sees his own blood, and it's like, oh my! It's like, oh fuck, he's not good.
Yeah, and then he just
Great,
goes apeshit
great
afterwards.
Voice. Yeah, absolutely
Goes on a
perfect
fucking
voice
rampage.
acting. I commend any voice actor that can get across that raw emotion that makes you feel it. I love it. Absolutely love it. Very passionate about that.
I know Silent has, but have you guys watched Attack on Titan?
I've watched a little bit of it.
This guy
because
assumes.
my
I actually
roommates
have
did.
not watched Attack on Titan
I
yet.
thought you had.
No,
Oh,
I
that's
haven't.
right, you haven't, because I've sent you clips and then you didn't know it. Oh my gosh, never mind. All right, there's a scene where it is just, it's hard to. It's not the blood curdling sign, how you were just saying, Fluffy. There's a part where just a shit ton of people go into a fight. It's like hundreds of people, knowing that they're all. It would basically. It's not giving it away because they talk about it before the fight, but they go into it basically so everyone will die so that one person can get to one target. And he's going through this whole rant as he's just fucking up this one. It's, oh my god, I would have to send you guys the clip. Goosebumps up my arms, and I'm just like, yeah, fuck yeah, because like you just watch so many. Oh, dude, I think I've actually sent you the clip silent before, but I'll have to send it again.
I think you might have, maybe. I don't know.
With anime, it's just the voice acting is just what puts it just top tier. When it's good, it's good. But there's also times where it's like, this is weird.
Yeah, no, for sure. Goose, you said you had another question?
Yeah, so complete and absolute opposite of where we were. What was the funniest anime you've ever watched?
Ooh.
Oh, by the way, the Anohana,
Yeah.
the one that you mentioned, Fluffy, was number 2 on this list of saddest animes.
It's so fucking sad, dude. Like when I tell you that the end, like when they did the ending, I was literally sitting there just like.
I was gonna say, don't spoil it, dude. That's
I'm not gonna spoil it, but just know that they built it up to that point where you're just like, okay, and then it finally, like, something finally happens where the thing that they had been working towards had finally just was there, and you're just like, oh fuck, super sad, absolutely super
Yeah.
sad. And real quick,
Yeah.
just to go back to the whole Gara thing, it's Liam O'Brien, who is the voice actor. He's also in what is it? It's like Vox Machina. He does the thing with Matt Mercer, the D&D thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on there. So Liam O'Brien.
Oh, okay.
But you said funniest anime?
Yes.
Can we get different? Are you wanting us to tell us like a comedy anime? Or you wanting us to tell us like one that just makes us laugh, one that's just weird and good, funny to watch?
Whatever you classify as one of the funniest animes you've seen, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be classified as a comedy.
I would probably just go with Oregon High School Host Club, just because like it has moments in there where it's really serious, it's really emotional, but for the most part, there's a lot of funny things that happen.
Yeah.
So I would definitely go with Oregon High School Host Club as probably one of the funniest.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I would
All
say it's not meant to be funny, and I don't know if I would call it like the funniest, but I would say one that makes me laugh just because of a lot of stuff in it is One Punch Man.
Oh my god, yeah,
about One
I gotta agree with that.
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes about it is just hilarious.
He's
But
just
there's-
so
but-
nonchalant.
But even still, then in One Punch Man, there's some intense scenes where it just completely flips. Like, oh fuck yeah!
Yeah.
I've seen a quarter of the first episode, and then I got yelled at to get out of the house for some reason. So this is a while back in the really rocky place I was in.
It's kind of like it's one of the ones that it plays a riff off. If you watched like Dragon Ball Z and stuff as a kid, it's like the entire concept of it is if in one of those sort of like power up fighting animes, what if the guy had all the power at the very start of the show and and just killed everything in one hit anyway because he already had the power from the end of the show.
I've seen people
Gotcha.
do the One Punch workout.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
And 100 sit-ups
And then
every day.
And then it's like a 10-kilometer run too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
F that noise.
10
It's not
kilometers.
impossible, but F that noise.
People have done it for like a month, and
Yeah.
they get absolutely shredded. But like,
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
no,
But
Hard pass.
It's actually not healthy for you though to do his workout routine.
Why?
too much strain on
like-
the body. Every day
Yeah,
you're
it's
doing 10
way too much
kilometers.
strain on.
Like,
And
doing
it's
10 yeah, it's just
no
it's
heat
too
in the
much.
winter, no AC in the summer. Like is what he said that he also did.
Yep.
So it's like it's too much for your body to handle throughout, an entire period. Because he said he did it for like 3 years,
Yeah,
like every single day for 3 years, and it's just way too much for your body to handle.
completely forgot about One Punch Man. And I'm thinking back to it, like he's going to that competition or that study.
Oh
They're like,
yeah,
go ahead and
exam,
do the high
the hero
jump.
exam.
Yeah, go ahead and do the high jump. 3, 2, 1. He jumps into the ceiling. His head is into the ceiling. His body's hanging out. They're like,
Nice. Silent. What's your funniest one that you've seen?
I'm gonna have to agree with Trail being at least like the comedy throughout the entire anime, just because of how nonchalant he is and just how he goes through like everything. There are a lot of other animes that have like funny moments and stuff, but I'd say with the most consistent has got to be One Punch Man with me.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Frontal?
I kind of have like one I want to mention first, but like the one I want to put forward. The one I want to mention, like as like an honorable mention, is Fooly Cooly because it's
Oh yes. That's also Sorry.
it's not like a comedy, but it's just everything in it is outrageous.
super silly. It's great.
It
never even heard of it.
it is pretty much ADHD in an anime.
And I want to
Oh,
point
perfect
out,
for you,
I,
Goose.
Right, Goose. You should.
I want to point out that it's called Fooly Cooly, but it's just FLCL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
F-
See, yeah, I would have not
FLCL.
gotten that. I didn't know that was that because I've only seen it as FLCL.
Yeah. So that's the one I was looking up just to make sure I got it right because I know it's called different things, different parts of the world. It's generally called Fooly Cooly. But yeah, it's a guy gets hit on the head, and his head is like a portal to another dimension, and like there's
It is.
a robot comes through,
is
and
insane.
there's a giant iron that tries to flatten the earth, and all sorts of weird shit going on.
I have concerns.
Goose actually.
But it's all
It's
played
funny
straight
and
in the
it's all,
actual
but
show.
It is. You should actually watch that. It is.
Really cool.
But the one that I would say is the funniest anime is a very old one called Excel Saga, which it is very old, but it was kind of an experimental anime that was done, and it rips the piss out of other animes. And it has like different episodes have different. Like, it has an episode that's entirely the Western animation style. It has animes where like basically the main character is part of like an underground organization trying to take over the world, and each episode is them trying and failing to take over the world.
Pinky in the Brain.
And
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
and it's like to give an example, like notoriously, just to prove a point, they made the last like 2 episodes, I think it was, or maybe 1 episode, were too violent to be shown on Japanese TV. The rest of it non-violent. They intentionally made it so the last 2 episodes could only be put into DVD extras.
That's
Because they did that.
hilarious.
Jeez.
Like, yeah.
That's
And-
nuts.
It's got like it has like one of the characters is the narrator. One of the characters is like the Great Will of the Cosmos, who eventually like leaves his ex-wife and marries someone else, and like all sorts of weird things in the background.
Yeah.
It's very much every episode is just ripping the piss out of a different type of anime.
It's a satirical
Alright.
anime.
Yeah, it's very much it's a satirical take on various genres of anime, and so in of itself,
Nice.
we used to like watching it because if you watch a lot of anime, it's funny to watch everything be deconstructed, sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the outro is like the pet dog of the main character, just singing in dog in like woof 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 woof. But it has some text below. It's like my master is gonna eat me. I am just a snack. Please save me. She's gonna kill me. It's like Jesus Christ.
That's awesome.
I'd say another funny one that I
Alright.
just recently started watching was Daily Life of the Immortal King.
I've seen
no,
that.
damn.
I haven't watched it, but I've seen it on like lists and stuff that like are similar to what I do watch. So I'll probably watch it at some point.
There are a lot of funny moments in that because just like I guess One Punch Man, it's almost the same concept where like or how Frontal was talking about. He just starts off being pretty much the most powerful character in the entire show. But like Saitama, he's just so nonchalant and doesn't want to be that most powerful person. So he's just like it's just stupid little stuff that's just hilarious.
Yeah.
I think I got a question if we want to keep going for a little bit though.
I mean, we've got time for one more. We don't have a whole lot longer, but go on.
I mean, they could be 2 quick questions.
Do it.
So, best old school anime and best new school anime.
Like our best or what we think is the best. So 2
Like
completely
your
different
best.
questions.
Like what do you think? Yeah, like, I guess your favorite old school.
Personal
I
favorite.
would say both. could start
personal
fights
favorite
between
old school and
the
pool
audience and us.
best new school one, I guess.
I'm going to say one of the new ones I got really into was it's a Korean one called Tower of God, which is it's really fucking good. It's about them that a bunch of contestants after if they get to the top of this tower, they become a god. The power's a god, and it's a lot of people fighting out over this, and it's really well done. Like for a Korean, like, it's one of the breakthrough animes for a Korean studio. Old school favorite anime. I'd probably go with Outlaw Star because that was one of the first ones that got me into like Outlaw Star and Cowboy Bebop were the sort of first ones that got me into anime big style in the old days. So I'd go with one of those 2. But they're both very similar. They're in style, in their stylized space cowboys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm gonna go with old school, and I have 2. I'm gonna agree with Frontal and say Cowboy Bebop was definitely high tier. Steve Bloom, who's the voice actor for Spike, fucking god.
Shapes the keys.
Him or the Cowboy Bebop, and one I don't think anyone mentioned was Rurouni Kenshin.
You did not mention it.
No, that's a really cool old style anime. And for new, I would say probably Demon Slayer. Demon
Hell
Slayer
yeah.
is fucking top tier right now. Storyline, you got character progression, which is just amazing, and then they like to switch the art style in some of the fights, and it's just amazing.
Sick. I gotta say, for me, I agree with both of you for the old school Cowboy Bebop for sure. Definitely, kind of a mix of emotions for all of it, you know. And then new school, I gotta say, there's a top 3 because Jujutsu Kaisen's definitely one of my favorites. Just watched the movie not too long ago, amazing, and they're coming out with a new season. Demon Slayer for sure, and then I gotta say Chainsaw Man as well.
I haven't seen
Just
Chainsaw Man
recently
yet.
came out. Oh my, dude, it is so good.
I will have to watch it.
So good.
There's a couple people in my server that have been talking about Chainsaw Man religiously.
Oh
They
yeah,
said
because it's the
amazing.
new thing right now. It just
Yeah.
came out with the anime, so like it's so good. Chow?
So, like previous episodes and all the future ones, I am terrible. I'm not good at picking favorites, but I'll try. Let's see. I guess if I had to go with old school, I would be probably same playing field with Trigun and Cowboy Bebop. Trigun, I think it's just because it only has the one season, but there could be so much more into it. Like, even though it's just a one season, there's so much lore and story behind it that they didn't even get into, which I'm hoping with this new stuff that comes out. Maybe. I hope it's not just a remake. If it's expansion, that'd be chef's kiss. Newer age, I don't really have as much time to watch and binge stuff, so I only watch mainly like mainstream stuff, and I've been trying to get the wife into it. And the one I was able to get her into the most was My Hero Academia, like to the point to where she also wants to like. I only watch dubbed.
Same.
I don't watch subbed because I'd rather pay attention to the screen and not the bottom quarter of the screen. Because I'm a terrible slow reader.
Filthy casual.
Yeah, I know. There's always people that are like, "You watch only dub. You're not a real anime fan. You're stupid." But I think the biggest thing, like, I feel like with My Hero Academia, it's either people absolutely detest it or people absolutely love it. I've never heard someone say, yeah, it's all right. I could watch it once. But
Yeah,
for
definitely
for
an
me,
extreme on either end.
Yeah, for me with My Hero Academia, it's just obviously there is a main character and there's a main storyline, but they go into so much character development on almost every single person. It's almost like if you wanted to deep look into it, it kind of explores the whole, like, everyone has a backstory, like, in the world. It's not just one person of importance in every scenario. Every single person has an entire life and backstory behind it that fuels whatever is pushing them in that moment.
Yeah.
But we can all agree that the guy with the bouncy ball power is stupid and we hate him, right?
The bouncy ball power?
He's talking about I can't think of his name.
You're not talking about Fat Gun, are you?
No, he's talking
No,
about
no.
the super short one that's basically a person.
Oh, Mineta.
yeah,
grape
Mineta.
juice.
Yeah.
Grape juice.
Yeah, grape juice. Yeah.
His quirk is literally called Pop Off because he can just pop
Yes.
off these sticky balls from his head.
And interesting
He's
enough,
the one character I just hate him in everything he's in.
Literally,
God,
literally
punch him in the
everyone
face.
doesn't like him because he's such a pervert.
Yes, that's basically it. And
Albeit he has a couple of good like moments when he has a little bit of a badass and he uses his power very, very into it, I guess.
Into it.
Like intuitively. He thinks about how to use it and applies it, and he's very smart about it. But at the same time, it's like, bitch, if you didn't have support, you'd be fucked.
Right. And I'm going to try to find the picture. I
Say-
think I sent it to Silent. Yeah, there we go.
I'd say one last quick question. Worst anime, in your opinion?
Worst?
Yep. That you just absolutely hate.
Probably Berserk. Was not a fan of Berserk at all.
Get past the first season, I beg you. It gets better after
Does
that.
it?
I've heard Berserk is actually supposed to be pretty good.
The first season will crush your soul and it ends on a very bad note. After that, it becomes better. He makes friends. They have like a full on like party of like really well rounded characters, like a witch and all this sort of stuff, and it becomes so much better. But the first season, it ends on a soul crushing note, and everyone hates it because of that. I'm not going to go into that because that would probably get edited out of the tape even if I did do it. Because if people who watch Berserk know what happens at the end of Berserk season 1.
All right, we all know Frontal's answer. It's Fruits Basket.
Fruits Basket.
Charlie, you got any anime that you just absolutely hate that you don't want to watch again?
Before I get too far past it, I was trying to find it fluffy. So because I got my wife into My Hero Academia, I think you just saw. I saw you react.
Yeah.
Our 1 year anniversary, just so that people that are listening, she ordered a custom photo of our faces on characters on a canvas, and it's hanging up in the wall.
On Deku and Naraka.
Yeah.
Deku and Uravity. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I usually can guess whatever present she gets me. This one is the most in the little over 9 years that we've been together. That's actually caught me off guard. I was like, there is no way that she ever would have thought that she would order a custom one of an anime. I've only gotten her to watch like 2 different animes.
It's so fucking cool.
That is cool though.
Yeah, Goose Trail.
And it's well done.
Because it is. Because yeah.
I didn't know.
No, that's okay. It was just funny that you were able to tell.
Oh yeah.
But for worst, I don't really know if I have like a worst, because like I said earlier, I don't really go into a genre if I start looking at one and I don't feel into it. I just don't watch it. I don't have any that stick out as far as watching an episode and going, ugh, this is good, and then stopping it. Sorry, when it comes to like best and worst, I'm not good at picking like this is the number 1 best and this is my absolute worst.
What's the one that you like
yeah,
the
it's
least?
I guess that's a better way to put it for you.
Wait, what did you like? Because I don't necessarily hate Berserk. It was just not up there with
Right.
everything else.
I'm trying to think. There really isn't any I've had to force myself to watch. God, I don't know. Sorry, I'm terrible at this. I don't have any like standouts that like there's live action shows that I've had to force myself to finish for a sake of storyline, and I don't think I've ever had to say or do something like that when it comes to an anime.
Yeah.
Like the wife and I are huge into Marvel, and so we watched all the movies, and then the shows that are on Netflix. I already forgot her name. There's a woman character that is like a private eye. What is her name? And just for the sake of storyline, it came out during the time as Luke Cage, Daredevil.
Oh, okay.
Jessica Jones?
Yes, Jessica Jones. And her and I both were like, oh, this storyline is terrible. But just to keep the storyline straight, we watched it just so that when the next of like Luke Cage or Daredevil came out, that we were in timeline order. That's like... Yeah, I don't have any moments like that where storyline was atrocious and I just didn't like it, but forced myself to watch it.
Yeah,
I have one that I hated, but I had to watch it all to see what happened next because it was off its tits.
Off its tits.
I'm sorry. Is that an English phrase? I'm jumping here, but
Yeah.
off its tits.
Yeah, it's a cray.
Okay,
Freaking
sorry.
nutty, bro.
It's an anime called Samurai Flamenco, right? And for like the first sort of like 5 to 7 episodes, I can't remember where it is. It's kind of like a guy who wants to be a superhero, and it's gritty and realistic, and it's like it's very much like almost like an anime version of what's that movie that has a kick girl and all that sort of things? Kick-Ass. It was kind of much in the frame of Kick-Ass. And then, like episode 7, the police chief gets decapitated by a gorilla with a guillotine for a chest. And then things go.
What the
and
fuck?
then things get crazy. And then suddenly it turns out that there are actual supervillains around, and the main character becomes like fucking Batman and makes his own like stationary weaponry to fight these things off.
that's fucking.
And then like randomly like it's like we've defeated the boss of these. But now we're like we've got a big mecha team and a Sentai squad. Like what?
Sounds like a wild ride.
And then like about 5 episodes after that, it's like, but now the president is actually evil and has a power suit that's governed by his approval rating, and the more the people approve of him, the stronger he is.
That sounds like 8 to 10-year-olds playing in the yard and just making up shit as they go.
Right, spoiler alert, right? It turns out the main character calls himself like Samurai Flamenco. The entire plot at the end of it is like, it turns out that flamenco means I wish in an alien language, and every time he says, "I'm Samurai Flamenco," these aliens are going, "Okay, bet, we'll make your wish happen." And so every time he's like, "Man, I wish I was this," and like, I wish I was a real hero. They went, "Okay, bet, here's some villains, fight them."
What the fuck?
It's like, what the? It's like, what the fuck is going on here? And it's just like it changes genres like every 5 episodes. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was like. So I really like it. Annoyed me, and I think it's a bad anime. And I really liked the first 5 episodes. It had a lot of promise, and then it just went off on a tangent, and then a tangent of a tangent. I'm like, what am I even watching anymore?
All right, to answer my own question, I feel like some people in the comments are gonna hate me for it, but one that I just
already do.
Did not like, Spirited Away.
Oh, actually,
Okay.
Yeah.
I usually do it for a meme, but I almost just left the VC.
No.
What the
No.
fuck is wrong with you?
She complains the entire fucking movie, dude. It's so annoying.
What do you expect her to be happy about the fact that shit happened to
No,
her?
no, no. She's just nonstop complaining. I hate it so much.
What would
dude.
you do?
I had to
You
force
live
myself
that
to
life,
finish-
Silent.
How
Dude,
fucking dare you?
I don't fucking care, bro. She's the main character, and she's always like, blah, this fucking dude. It's so fucking annoying to me, bro.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's the only movie that I've actually fallen asleep during.
Oh.
If we
wow.
get deep
What
fans,
I remember of it, there was a train conductor, and this woman's like, he was like, "Where'd you get this ticket?" And he just says, "I've been holding on to this ticket for 40 years." And me thinking, that doesn't answer the fucking question.
Okay.
What the fuck?
First off, not a train conductor. he was not a train
Accurately,
conductor. He was like an herbalist that was in charge of making like bath bombs in the basement of the bathhouse. Because I know exactly what you're talking about. He was the dude that had the spider arms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy.
He literally made like the bath bombs for the customers above.
Everyone responds. Everyone responds. to
Yeah,
questions
he was in charge
as
of
if they're not
the
question,
steam.
as if not the question they asked.
I can hear now, if we get into the tens or hundreds of episodes of people go, I'm going to go listen to some of the first ones. I can hear the unsubscribe button being clicked after Silent said that.
That's why I
They're
just said I
"Fuck
know
these
people in the comments are gonna fucking hate me, but I
people."
do not like that one. Like there's other anime that like I hated the ending of, but the
Comments,
entire
you have
like
no soul.
movie though of Spirited Away I just didn't like.
Fair enough. I think
In the same vein, I'm going to say that Akira is overrated, and everyone who likes Akira, it's okay. It's overrated.
I will say I usually am a hater of people that hate on other people for their opinion, so I am just giving you a hard time because it's very stereotypical. That
Because
most
you
people-
always give me a hard time. That's all it is.
Well, it's also stereotypical. Like most people are like, "Oh yeah, Spirited Away is one of the foundations." 'Cause,
I mean, yeah, no, I'm not saying like it's not like Studio Ghibli is good. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
Spirited Away itself. The story I did not like, and the fact she was complaining the entire time. She never did anything.
Silent
like-
and I are just in the Coliseum, and when he says something, I gotta throw a spear at his chest. Are you not entertained?
No, bro. She's in the same boat as Sakura. If you've watched Naruto and understand, she's in the same boat as fucking
Fuck
Sakura.
Sakura.
soccer's a piece of shit. We all know it.
Metaphorically.
Boom, there you go.
Ew.
Okay. I think.
Are we done now?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think
I think we're
Studio
good.
Ghibli. I think Studio Ghibli would be good for another episode.
Goose.
I think it's a good point to wrap up this one, though.
Man, it's funny you guys had to end on calling out Studio Ghibli, whatever you want to call it.
Giblet.
It's okay. I call them giblets. I call the movies
Yeah,
giblets.
But
So why is that funny?
I have like most of my friends that I've grown up with absolutely love Studio Ghibli movies. And that's like they always just rave about it nonstop. And then here are the boys, the ones I talk to constantly, just shitting all
Okay.
over one of their movies.
Let's rewind a little bit. Only 2 of them are shitting on it. The
Well,
other
that's
two
true.
were
That's
Okay,
the other
no,
two
no.
were fans.
I'm not shitting on Studio Ghibli. I'm shitting on Spirited Away.
Spirit. That's why I said the one movie. I didn't say all of them. I said the one movie.
Wherever
can-
that group of friends are, Goose, they
I'm
all hate
I'm
Silent.
I'm
I'm
gonna
that
say Studio Ghibli can go. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh
about
my
Studio
goodness.
Ghibli films. Don't care about
Anywho,
cat buses. Don't care about the Calcifer. I don't care about.
Oh!
I think this is just Frontal being Frontal, where he's like, everyone said I should like it, so it's trash. This is garbage.
fuck you guys.
Well, I mean,
also,
just to
Spirited
kinda
Away is
throw-
the only Ghibli movie I've watched, so.
Fuck you. Get out. Jesus Christ.
Silent is just being
They're-
the martyr.
they're-
There has to be that guy in the group, and Silent is that guy right now. Fall on your sword, good
Exactly.
sir. Fall on your sword.
Just want to shout it out here. Studio Ghibli just announced another movie coming out this year. Really excited about it. Can't wait.
What?
Yeah. Oh, fuck off. You don't even know what it's about.
Keep going.
I count at least
Yeah,
4
One Punch
people
Man
in
Season
here.
3 this
I
year.
count. Frontal's sitting here going, I count at least 4 people in here that might agree with you, Fluffy. So I'm not gonna watch it just to spite you. Fuck off.
I'm gonna put it out there. Every Studio Ghibli film is just another cutesy anime. And I'm not a fan
Oh
of
my
cutesy animes,
fucking
so-
word. Whatever. We'll agree to disagree just to speed this along because we should probably wrap it up because
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
it's been an hour and a
What is
half.
gonna be
Because
bloodshed?
me and Fluffy are no longer friends anymore. Heck you guys.
Yeah, that thing that you need help with later, fuck off. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding,
All right,
obviously.
Horst just with
All
the
right.
Horst just
Horse
takes out
Goose.
Horse Goose.
Horst Goose is wrapping it up. Okay, well, if you guys couldn't tell, that was anime. Wait, what were we gonna call this?
Title ideas.
Well, that's
anime?
That's the concept. Remember, at the end of the episode, we come up with a name. Remember, that's the entire
Yes.
concept.
Yeah.
Right, that's why I'm asking. What are we gonna call this?
Horst's Harem.
Horse Harem.
That's right, Horse Harem.
Horse
I
Harem.
don't know. I like Trail's idea.
Horse Harem. ...
Frontal.
Anime.
Frontal crossed out plays spoils.
Oh my gosh. I do like the horse harem thing because you fucked it up in the beginning. You called yourself a horse.
Because people would see the horse and be like, what the fuck is horse? That's not even a word. It's HORSE.
Exactly.
And then within the first 2 minutes, oh.
Anime.
Yeah.
Horse harem. Anime.
Horse to anime.
Is that okay?
Never.
Can we- Horse harem ... Anime.
Horse.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sure. I'll do it just because I don't. Yeah. It's fine.
That's the sound of man who's not convinced.
Yeah. No,
I'll do it, I guess, but
I don't
That's
think-
just me, man.
I don't
It
think
is
he's
what it
behind
is.
that one. We need a full team of real.
Horse harem is fine with me. I don't
Okay.
care. And even ... anime question mark because yeah, it's
Yeah, all of it.
exactly what this whole episode was.
Okay.
It covered pretty much everything. So if anybody has comments or wants to let us know what their favorites or most hated ones were, or to give these guys shit for anything, you know where to do it. I'll probably be doing it.
I mean, yeah. If you like Studio Ghibli, come at me in the comments. You know.
I was gonna say,
Same.
you start your petition to kick Silent and Frontal off in the comments.
Whoa.
I'm here to
Say what?
generally just learn. So if you want to give me shit, just know that I will be sad and crying in a corner because I don't take that shit very well. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Fluffy
I'm
cry.
kidding.
Only
Everyone's
slightly.
like, I hope he's kidding.
I'm kidding. I'll be fine. Kind of.
After
But,
3 hours.
Yeah. You mean? Oh, what's that SpongeBob meme? Stubbed my toe and only cried for 30 minutes
Yeah, that one.
or whatever.
Someone called me a loser and I only cried for 15 minutes this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Progress.
Yes. But yeah, on that note, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of RNG Network. This is Goose and the boys of Fluffy Frontal Silent Trail, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Everybody say bye.
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 Doses.
Here we go.
Yamete kudasai.
Wait,
Thank you
Trail
for
didn't say
hosting us.
bye.
Did say bye.
I didn't hear you
Just
say
covered by everyone else yelling.
Bye, everybody. We appreciate you.
bye.
Bye.